Welcome to No Match for a Blaster, Star Wars role-playing podcast, episode 25, Parley to Petrie. I'm your host and official licensed bounty hunter, Edo Davis. If you're new here, No Match for a Blaster is an actual play podcast featuring the Morality Plays crew playing the Star Wars role-playing system by Fantasy Flight Games. This week is a special episode as we welcome our second guest star, Salvatore Collada, to the table. Salvatore is the co-organizer of his own nerdy Mardi Gras crew. If you're in Baton Rouge, consider joining the Mystic Cult of Hermes, a Mardi Gras crew for geeks, by geeks, and with geeks. They march in the Mid-City Gras Parade and the Halloween Parade. We'd like to take this opportunity to personally thank our Nerf Herders of the Week, Kelly Carell and Heather Canfield. At this level, Kelly and Heather will get to name their very own NPCs on the show. To be our next Blasterhead or Nerf Herder of the Week, be sure to subscribe to us on patreon.com/moralityplays. To make sure that you don't miss out on any big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. So break out your hydro spanners, because we're returning to the crew of the Atheon as they return to Hoban to repair their ship and prepare for their pirate adventure.
Previously on No Match for a Blaster. When the First Order's attack decimated the government of the New Republic, denizens of Hoban knew that their home would soon become a target for war. After discovering an opportunity to improve their moon's defenses, the crew of the Atheon has resolved to venture deep into pirate space to retrieve Imperial weapon prototypes. Now, as they prepare their ship for travel, they await parley with a contact who will guide them into the Petrie star cluster.
Welcome back, everybody. It is, let's see. It's, let's say 4 days later. It is 4 days later after you've left the Julius space station in the Detritus system, having negotiated trade with... Bobby, how do you pronounce that NPC name?
Urshal Mortov, I believe it was.
Urshal Mortov. Not going to remember that, but that's fine. So you've gotten ship parts. You've came back with extra repair crew from the New Republic Defense Force. They blended you a few mechanics, and everything seems to be looking good. Let's see. What all did you get? What all goodie did you guys get from Urshal for the ship?
Guns. Which guns did we get?
Was it the front firing ones or another turret?
It was the other turret and the front firing guns.
Perfect. So now a 3-person ship can actually fire 3 guns. Perfect. All right. And
Neato.
Oh, and the Marshal got some new toys from the, what do he calls them? The
Quartermaster.
From the Quartermaster. What'd you get? Do you remember?
Yeah, marksman barrels, which add a blue die, and at +1 range band, and some multi-optic sights, which removes up to 2 black die imposed by smoke, darkness, etc.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, neat.
I like those.
Obstructing the view. Yeah, so.
And Cassie, Cassie installed those for you over the last few days.
That's right.
Yes.
She's been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot to do. It's a broken ship.
Do you micromanage the other repair crew and everything?
I'd like to say no, but probably yes.
Okay, so
Ship.
you brought this. I believe you. Did you repair it on the homestead, or are you repairing it in the town?
It was in the town. I wanted to bring it to the homestead so nobody could get in and mess around with our ship, but that was poo-pooed. So it is in the town.
So everyone's in the town, getting ready. You guys know that your contact's supposed to come in, and you guys start your crazy plan.
We also updated the comm system and fixed the air conditioning system.
Yep. While you're fixing the air conditioning system, you find one mouse droid that had, died effectively at some point in the dogfighting above Hoban. So that's nice. That's there.
Oh, sad, crushed little mouse droid.
Luckily, it's just a droid and not an actual mouse, so there's no smell.
Yeah. Well, at least there's some purple goo. So.
Strangely, there is a smell, and none of us understand why.
Yeah. A shuttle comes into atmosphere. It's a little bitty one. It's hold maybe 14 people. Comes down. Everyone, everyone in New Isley is, grabs their guns and is watching real seriously at the shuttle coming down. After what happened before, after everything that's been happening, they are on the ball about it. Oh, also, when you all saved so many, a good number of Hobanians, is that what we went with? Mm-hmm. Okay, when you saved a whole bunch of Hobanians from the marathon, some of them actually chose to stay on the Julius space station because they had already sold all their stuff on Hoban to get the heck out of there. Some of them did come back. So news of what happened and all that kind of stuff. You guys are kind of folk heroes now. There's no statues.
As it should be.
The guy who makes statues already left. He's not coming back. Yeah.
Aw. Hoban lost a real gem when Jeff decided to leave.
Jeff the sculptor.
Jeff the sculptor.
So yeah, everyone's very anxious about whenever they see a ship come into Atmo. It comes in slowly, little lazily, and plops down in town square. Yay.
Out of curiosity, did Omal, the bartender, not come back?
No.
All right, he's off adventuring with our buddy Rico.
You don't know. He was in bad kit when you saw him last. He was like a 250-pound guy who was down to he lost 50 pounds surgically. So
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you guys didn't see I forgot what Aaron's character's name was.
Rico.
Yeah, Rico. You guys didn't see Rico before you left either, so you don't know. But he did not come back. There were shuttles over the last few days that came back from the Julius space station, and he was not on any of those.
I mean, not for lack of trying, because I totally invited him to my post saving everybody party. Yeah, and he didn't show up.
He had plot happen to him. He's the transport comes in low, lands, poof of dust and smoke kind of move out from the center of the town square, and a hatch opens, rolls down, and you see this. Gosh, how tall are you? 7 foot? 7 foot something?
Who? Me?
No, Salvatore.
Yes, about 7'3".
Yeah, 7'3", wide, like 2 troopers wide. That's our increment of measurement now. 2 troopers wide of shoulders comes walking down the hatchway, and
well, as we all understand, trooper, a stormtrooper is a standard unit of measure in the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with this.
And do you have
hence Leah's comment, aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?
Exactly. Everybody knows.
Is xenology a skill?
Let me see.
Salvatore, I pretend to know this game very well.
It is.
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
It is a knowledge.
All right. People who would be anywhere near... Well, you guys see this coming. You guys can walk away from what you're doing. It's not far from the Marshall Station. It's not far from where the ship is being repaired at. And, come on, I don't know where the heck you are, but it's not that far unless you're at home. You guys can do a xenology check.
How difficult would a xenology check be?
Oh, let's say it's an average, but if you have spent more than 80% of your life on this moon, you get a black die.
Okay, so that's most of us.
Two purple and a black die?
2 purple and black die. Remy doesn't get the black die.
Okay.
Because he's old.
I also don't have much in xenology. Of course, I guess I have about the same as Claire.
Yeah, but I got two failures and an advantage, so...
Cammy, I have the same as Cammy. You know what? I'll try it.
Yeah.
I mean...
For those following along at home, no one's passed this yet.
If you roll...
I think something wrong, right?
Oh, no.
Nope.
See, it would have been really easy, because if you got a success, I would just read the entry from Wikipedia. So... but okay, so, walking out, 7'5", something like that. Huge creature person, and you know what, Salvatore, you describe what your character looks like.
Well, he's about 2 stormtroopers wide.
Yeah.
2
standard.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, two Imperial troopers wide.
Yeah, heavy troopers.
Heavy troopers. Yeah.
He is a little scruffy, but more well dressed than you would imagine for a scruffy person, while still being scruffy. If we have scruffy as a unit of measure.
This is a planet of nerf herders. It counts.
Yeah.
He sees all the people. He notices that people are looking at him with their hands near their weapons. He very carefully keeps his hand away from his weapon. If anyone is knowledgeable of weapons and whatnot, they will see that his holster is very well used. His weapon is very well used. His gear is very well used, but it is all in very good condition and ready to go. He looks around. He sees the characters. His gaze lingers on them for about a half a second longer than anybody else's, and then he just turns and walks toward the nearest bar.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody has taken the place. You know what? It makes a little bit of sense. Kamaya, if you want a project since you've been back, you could have reopened.
Just become a bartender?
Well, if you tried to get him to come back and you think he's really going to come back, you could have gotten that moving and tried to reopen the Decanter Cantina.
Well, I think while I was in flight school, there was a little time where I decided it might be fun to go be a night bartender at one of my favorite places. So I've been back there doing silly things with like flipping things around and just kind of playing around. It's been me chilling and finding ways to have fun in what is frankly a boring place when it is not being attacked.
See, if it were anyone else, I could make a reference to the Top Gun character going and also doing a scene from Cocktail, but Bobby doesn't watch movies, so thank you, Salvatore, for
yeah. No, I was with you, but yeah.
Semi-scaly kind of skin, rough, yellow. Well, actually, there's a picture too.
Yeah, he's got 4 arms and 2 legs.
So yeah, patchy kind of yellowy skin and spots, and some scaly parts on the edges.
Reptilian a little bit with a waddle. Sorry to talk over you.
Oh, and 4 arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is one a cybernetic arm?
No.
Okay, so just 4 arms. And for anyone who doesn't know where this alien comes from, this alien is from Gasp, the prequels. if you guys remember, the prequels were it wasn't edited out, was it? No. Yeah.
No, it was in there.
Okay.
It was in there, yeah.
When Obi-Wan goes to the 50s diner and talks to the 4-armed alien, this is the same race.
Nope, I don't remember that.
Good old Dex.
It's totally fair.
It was a prequel.
It was a prequel.
Did we already roll Light and Destiny?
We did not! Every single time I forget.
Forget this every time.
Every time.
It's okay. Right. You can edit this to put this at the front.
No, I can't.
One will know.
No, I want to. I like it's a running.
It's a running joke at this point.
The conversation about editing it out will get edited out, but the actual thing. So, Rathiv, what we do, there are destiny points, and what we do is at the beginning of every session, everybody rolls a single force die. And we add those up, and that is how many for both light and dark side points we have to spend. They can be used to give you a better chance on your rolls. They can upgrade the dice you're using, or you can use them in a narrative sense to add a feature within the setting Like, say, oh, there's a foothold here, or it turns out that the trooper has, instead of a thermal detonator, a stun grenade, which I can use over here, or fun stuff. There are also dark side dice, which do the exact same thing, but try to kill you, which I get to use. Whenever you guys use a light side point, it turns into a dark side point. Whenever I use a dark side point, it turns into a light side point. So
that's interesting. Okay.
And it's fun,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, but everybody gets to roll a force die.
Oh yeah, 2 light side.
Oh man, I got 2 dark side.
I got 1 dark side, but I also give you a light side.
For being a good guy, right?
A good guy.
Yep.
So the black dot I assume that I got is a dark side?
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Guys, hold on. I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay, move on.
So I rolled...
Never tell me the odds.
That's what you always say, Kamaya. You always say I got a bad feeling about this drop.
So we currently sit at 3 light side points and 6 dark side points. Yay!
That's just 6 potential light side points.
And just because we introduced a new character and, we literally... someone, licked their finger, put it in the air, they're like, you know what? The dark side feels about twice as strong as the light side. It doesn't necessarily mean it's his fault. But I understand if you want to make it. So, yeah, you start walking towards the closest bar. So you're okay, Kamaya? That's where you are?
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
I'll be there.
And you just have to declare, if you want to use them, just say you want to use it. You walk to the bar. It's, so a lot of the buildings on this planet have either been put together out of old Imperial construction material that's been torn down from a different location, or literally was just an Imperial building that's been remodified. So, yeah, let's say that this area, this kind of group of lower, 1 and 2 level buildings, where the bar exists, used to be a motor pool or something. And all those cars got pulled apart for nuts and bolts. Yeah, so that's where the Decanter Cantina is. Every wall is covered with kind of a mesh, and then hanging from the mesh has different kind of cups and canteens and mess hall kind of everything you could think of.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see.
I
We forgot something. Outrolled out with you, an R2 droid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So trailing behind this, 2 Imperial trooper-wide individual is an R2 unit. Who is... Let's go with the same color pattern that's on the thing, huh? Green and... What is it? Green and... What did it make it?
Yellow?
Where was that?
There you go. Show players. It is a green and yellow, a little taupish, R2 unit. Following behind him. Not doing a lot of beeps and boops. Just pretty quiet.
Yep.
You all have seen R2 units. They're not super, super common in the Empire kit normally, and they would have been snatched up real quick after the end of the Galactic War. But there's one there. You guys are familiar with him,
Yeah, he just trails behind me as I walk into the bar. I walk in. I walk up to the bar. I order something appropriately strong. Flip a coin onto the table, and then find a seat with my back to the wall and with a view of every exit and entrance.
So you said I'd be like working there, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
Kamaya is where she's kind of leaning back, has her feet propped up a little bit. Her gun, a modified blaster rifle, is sitting next to her. She's kind of slight. She has these skirts with slits up the sides that are showing a lot of leg as she puts her feet up. And once you order something, she'll kind of put them down, go get it for you, ask, all right, coming right up. So, what brings you in town?
aside for the DM,
Yes.
the Lord Emperor.
Oh, you flatter me. That's okay.
Right.
I already have 6 dark side points. Go ahead.
All right, so this meetup has already been negotiated by the characters and Ushal, correct?
Yep.
So I look at Kamaya and Kamaya, thank you. I look at Kamaya and I said, Ushal has sent me. Whenever you...
you're the guy.
I am. So whenever the rest of your friends are available, we can meet. I made a kind of conspicuous entrance, so what if we can keep the meeting inconspicuous? I would appreciate that, and I think y'all would appreciate that too.
Pretty sure everybody in town knows you're here by now.
Yeah, it's one of those small towns, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You have no idea. She puts a hand out to shake. Kamaya Saris.
Which hand do you aim for? Top left? Top middle left?
She puts her right hand out and lets you choose which hand you shake with.
I extend 2 hands, the upper right and the lower left, and take both, shake, and make a sound as I
Snap
shake.
your neck.
No, not yet.
Okay, sorry.
I would never do that.
No.
You notice that he has pulled up 3 chairs to sit on, by the way.
I assume that we're having this conversation as she goes to get your drink. She kind of gestures to a bunch of different cups. Any preference?
I look at her. I kind of cock my head, and I said, "I'll have a Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster."
All right, coming right up. She doesn't seem to skip a beat. This is a drink that I don't think she learned to make while she was still on Hoban. She learned to make this while she was out and away.
I believe it requires the use of a gold brick, maybe?
It does indeed require a gold brick wrapped around a slice of lemon.
Which is perfectly fine because the credit system is so prevalent that actual gold mineral value does not affect anything. So yeah, you can have that.
She will make that, and as she makes it, it involves flipping a couple bottles around, and then and she'll slide it across to you. There you go. She will calm Cassie and Remy. All right, Cassie, Remy, I think our contacts here.
Yeah, okay. Be a minute.
Everything's right with the ship now, right? We good?
Yeah, we're fine. I'm just, there's stuff.
Stuff?
Stuff.
Like, just
There's
stuff.
been stuff all week.
Okay.
There's been more stuff, and it's just stuff. I'll be by in a minute. Relax.
All right, I'm gonna make you a drink.
Calf, please. Lots of calf.
All right, she'll make her calf, but it will be Irish.
She hasn't really slept all week. She's awake after you go to bed. I don't know how much you track that, but as far as you can tell, she hasn't really slept at all, which is not the truth. She definitely has, but this is taking up all of her attention.
Have we already set up? I thought we've said Carillion calf before.
Yeah, I thought that was a type.
I just assumed that was a type of calf.
Oh, it's calf with a little bit of booster blue.
Oh no!
For the record, she seems to be having a grand time doing this. She's just worried about the details.
Oh,
and she'll check in with Remy as well. Hey, Marshall.
Yeah, Cammy, go ahead.
Looks like we've got somebody to talk to. You want to come by the cantina?
Sure, I'll be there in a little bit. Remy has been trying to set up Hoban as much as possible since they got a copy of the strategic plans for the defenses. He's been trying to kind of with the new arrangement of defenses, there was minimal displacement of people, but he's been trying to work with the people that it's still going to displace in it.
Okay.
So that's kind of, and also he's been trying to just kind of scope out where the other defenses would be going, and if there was anything else he could do to improve that. So that's what he's been doing.
All right, sounds good.
Sounds like you guys have been doing really helpful things, and Kamaya's just been like,
That's helpful.
I'm going to go hang out in the bar. And
Yeah.
It's a
Exactly.
morale thing. Yeah, I'm helping morale.
I mean, Shifty Pete's been feeling pretty good about you getting the bar running again, so...
Yeah, well, that's Shifty Pete.
Yeah. He's not usually allowed back into the town, but with all the craziness.
Wait, that's my cousin, isn't it?
It's your cousin.
Didn't you name that? Yeah.
He's a recurring terrible character.
Yeah, okay, no, it's been a long time since we've mentioned Shifty Pete. That could have just been a generic shifty person.
No, his name is Pete.
Did Remy get a new speeder? Not new, of course, but
Oh, right.
because his old speeder is, well, it's in a galaxy far, far away, probably at this point.
Yeah, it's probably in the same galaxy.
Yeah, no, that's...
You
I mean, probably. I mean, it's now a Sith lowrider, but yeah. Yeah, you have a new speeder. It's a little more bubbly, It's more of a modern... It's it's still a 4-seater, but there's still definitely smart car influences there. It's not as cool.
Can it look like a Corvega from Fallout, except that it floats instead of running on wheels?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to float. We're going to smear some Vaseline on the camera. But yeah, it floats, sure.
We're okay with the cheap 70s
Yeah.
special effects.
We spare no expense here on No Match for a Blaster.
Okay, so Remy will call Cassie. Cassie, do you need me to come pick you up on the way into town?
Oh, no, I'm out at the ship. I'll be right over. Thanks, though.
All right, see you in a few. Cutscene with Remy driving his new bubble Corvega.
What does... As Remy drives through the streets of New Isley, what does he look like?
Remy is roughly 6 foot tall. Mm-hmm. He's got kind of shoulder length, dark, curly hair. Like loose curls. More like wavy than curly, really. He's got kind of Western gear, a long duster, a hat, twin heavy blasters on each hip, and kind of out of place, a hard plasteel, or is that what it's called? Plasteel?
Plastisteel.
Plastisteel. Hello, Wookiee backpack. A little bit of scruff. He's not overly muscular, and usually either riding his shoulder or flying around him or hiding in his hair or jacket is some reptilian type of creature of unknown origin.
Cool.
With the loose, dark, slightly curly hair, does he look like a young David Hasselhoff?
No.
Oh, and he's no kid, right? No,
a middle-aged Mel Gibson?
Middle-aged Mel Gibson.
Not Mel Gibson, but close.
How about a current age Gerard Butler?
Why are we doing this?
I don't know. I wanted the Hasselhoff joke. That was all I was going for.
When we have the beach episode, he'll totally do the Baywatch run.
Yes. Beach episode.
I think I can...
What's weird is we run in regular motion and he keeps running in slow motion.
You're zipping through the streets of New Isley, and you get to the Decanter Cantina. You pull up. There's no parking spaces. It's just dirt. It's fine.
Kamaya, who is kind of low 20s, has been trying to straight up since we described how old Remy was, has been trying to strike up a conversation with Rathiv.
He is surprisingly chatty, actually.
Great. Great, we're going to be good friends.
No, I wouldn't. Chatty may not be the right word, but he is attentive and listening, and he seems to be paying attention to the details.
Mm-hmm. Great.
In a way that the introvert player who is playing him would not.
Right. So it's a bunch of, oh, where are you from? Cool. How do you know? What's her name? I don't know. I didn't meet her.
You get the feeling that he almost not quite sees through you, but is evaluating you in just in most of the things that you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Assessing, and not in a bad way, but assessing.
She doesn't seem bothered by this.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, the first 3 chords of a Western song comes through as the marshal comes through the front doors. Of course, they're swinging doors. I know it's Star Wars, and it probably makes a whooshing sound, but...
But they swing in as they whoosh.
Yeah, they whoosh. Yeah.
So, can I ask, does he have any visible signs of his profession?
Yeah, you got a star on?
Yeah, badge or anything like that?
No star.
No.
Aw, no star?
Okay. So there's no way that no one would, that an outsider would know that you're actually the law?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he just has a... if you are evaluating Remy, you would know that he's not really one you would want to tangle with. I mean, he's got a very stern demeanor, and he like I said, he looks wiry, not overly muscular, but athletic, and like he knows how to handle himself, along with the 2 blasters on his hip.
Gotcha. So when Remy walks in, Rathiv, he kind of puts his head down, and he says, "Cops." Not really loud, like he's not trying to start anything, but he's just like, just like, why? Like Indiana Jones when he jumped, snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? He's like, cops. Why did it have to be cops?
I feel like that's a good time for Cassie to arrive.
Yeah.
Great.
She kind of walks in and is like, "Who's a cop?" and looks around and goes, "Hey, Red, you got my drink?"
Yeah, it's ready. She passes it over.
And what does she look like?
Cassie's small, like 5'2".
Oh gosh, are you? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's little.
She's not very big. She has the green skin of a Myriolan. She has tattoos, diamonds underneath, 3 diamonds underneath each eye, sloping upward, away from her nose. And then she's got 3 triangles on her chin that create a sort of line going across. So I'm trying to think of how she'd be dressed now. She probably has her hair pulled back into a long ponytail. And,
like flight suit overalls? Like work overalls? But
like work overalls, but they're tied off at the waist. Like it was just too hot.
Oh, so like she pulled it down and tied the top part down. Okay,
yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah. And,
adorable.
Like a tank top.
She's got like a tank top on underneath, and it is a little dirty. It's obvious that she's actually been working and not just faking it.
Maybe a little grease smear somewhere.
Yeah, probably in a very cute and adorable fashion.
The kind of way that only a makeup department would be able
exactly. The makeup department earned their money on this one. So she doesn't seem to be armed in any way.
The only person in town right now that doesn't seem to be armed.
I mean, I kind of imagine that there would be some people that wouldn't be, but yeah, Cassie's not armed. She's busy working, and she goes over and goes straight to the indicated drink, and says, "I think I've got your navigation working," and then turns, kind of elbows on the bar, and looks at you, and then looks over at the droid and looks at you again and goes, "Nice droid."
What? Why?
And you have a feeling she's She's sizing you up, but not as thoroughly as... She's definitely not as practiced or as suspicious as you are. So.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, real quick, Salvatore, you have to speak droid. Because it's your droid. Who wants to speak droid, who does not want to speak droid? It's
I
up
don't
to
know.
you.
Do you think it would make sense for me to speak droid? I know I would have, it's possible that I would have encountered them a bunch while I was at flight school, but they probably didn't want us to use them that much because it would be funny if at least one of us don't understand droid.
If we stick to canon, then the R2 units in ships actually print it out on the pilot's display, so you don't need to understand what they're saying.
Is that canon?
Yes.
That's cool.
You watch R2 do it.
Uh-huh.
If anyone would know, maybe Cassie, and probably not.
I think Cassie should speak droid, and then the rest of us should not speak droid.
Oh, in that case, I should know what he said.
He was flattered.
Oh.
Brandon, do you want to be able to speak droid?
Can Remy speak droid in the same way that he speaks Imp's language? Which is to say that he makes up the meaning.
Oh, that's delightful.
So, of the three of us, we have one of us that can speak it, one of us who thinks he can, and then one of us who just can't. Right?
That sounds about right.
And speaking droid actually just means that you understand. It doesn't mean that you
Right,
say
that you
anything
understand the
different.
beep boops.
Yeah.
In that, Cassie turns, when the droid beeps and boops, she turns and looks at it again and gives it a wink.
Oh.
That's all.
Yeah.
I turn toward Cassie and I just say simply, his name is Goat.
Goat. Nice to meet you, Goat.
Yes.
Beep,
I'm Cassie, and you are...
beep, boop, boop.
Oh, no, I meant your big friend.
To me?
Yeah.
I am Rathiv, and that's
Rathiv.
all he says. Is there? Are we alone in the bar?
Yeah, there's just PCs.
Okay.
It's midday. People are actually working.
What? That's crazy talk.
Oh, well, it's been crazy times on Hoban.
Unemployment's surprisingly low now.
Yeah.
About the time Cassie gets there, I guess Remy will be walking up as well. As he walks up, he sees Cassie and Kamaya and girls, how's it going?
Kamaya Kamaya goes and leans down underneath the counter, pulls out something that she had found earlier in the day and couldn't wait to serve a drink to Remy in, and pulls out, it's a little Hello Wookiee mug.
Oh.
And she gets him a drink and slides it to him. Doing good? Ready to get off the planet and get moving.
He picks it up questionably and then looks at you and at Cassie and hesitantly takes a sip and then looks at it again and says, that's pretty good.
She nods knowingly.
As Remy looks over and says, you must be our contact. I'm Remy. When you look over, you see a reptilian creature poke out of his sleeve and stick his head down in the mug.
Oh.
I am totally just fine with it, like as if of all the weird things I have seen, that doesn't even break in the top 100. And I say, so I understand, Ushal has made me to understand that y'all are looking for something in the pirate kingdoms. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Care to share what you're looking for?
No, not particularly.
Okay.
And I need to know,
He when you say that, he does not look very happy. He says, "Well, did Ushal make y'all aware of the condition of my aid?
Remy looks at the two girls.
Let's pretend she didn't. What's your condition?
Well, y'all are looking for something valuable. I'm looking to steal something valuable. I think we could come to an understanding. And he deliberately does not look at Remy when he says that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, we're aware of that.
Okay.
That's fine. I mean, technically.
I'd like to look at it before you steal it, but that's sort of if we have time, if I can see it, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So I assume that Kamaya has been told of like all of the things that have happened. She wasn't there for the actual negotiation, so I assume that y'all have told her what she wants.
Totally, full story.
Like, oh yeah,
probably in ridiculous detail.
I wouldn't mind taking it for a spin personally, but
if it works out that way, great. So
so you're saying there's a chance?
I know, pirates have a particular reputation, and as he says that, he looks at Remy. However, I'm a businessman at heart, and in business, making sure all the terms are clear is of utmost importance. So here's how it's going to be. Y'all are looking for something in the Pirate Kingdom. The only way that you're going to have leave to search the Pirate Kingdom is to get an audience with me, with the Pirate King. Y'all let me handle the details of that. While we're there, though, you're my crew. That's the way it has to be. And if they figure out, if anybody gets any inkling that you're not my crew, and that you're there for some other ulterior motive, especially considering what my target is, we wish we were dead. Is that? And I'm being upfront with y'all because we're business partners right now. Are those terms acceptable to y'all?
We share a look.
And I believe we do. And then Kamaya will look over. Aye, Captain. And she smirks.
He chuckles at that. He definitely does.
What are the size of daggers in Cassie's eyes right now?
None, actually.
Oh. Everybody's cool with this, apparently.
There's no threat to her ship. I don't think...
Cool.
Y'all misunderstand her motivation. If he was like, this is my ship, well, then there would be daggers and possibly blasters in her eyes and hands. But,
Oh, so if I were to say, like, I'm taking over and commandeering your ship and using it, but you would have issues.
Then I would have to kill you, yes.
Okay. Well, you would have to try.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And being the PC, you would probably win.
So, an additional thing that Rathiv has, so he has a good amount of pockets and gear and belt and tool belts, and he has all the things that he might need on him, but he also has a pretty large case with him also, a Durasteel reinforce encrypted lock that would require a splicer and a good chunk of time with him also. It's about the size of... It's about 3 feet by 3 feet by, 2 feet. And it looks like it weighs a ton. And he carries it very easily with one of his forearms.
That seems like the kind of thing we should have noticed before.
It would have been, but... you know, as he goes over the plan, one of his hands drifts over to the case that next to his leg and he just reassures himself that it's there, and then that's whenever the rest of you kind of notice it.
Cool.
So, is anybody going to ask what's in the box?
And I just say, what box?
That really big one by your hand.
Yeah. I just look up. Nothing.
Every time you say something with any kind of like any kind of influence in it, I assume you're looking right at Remy. Like, Remy did not ask you what's in the box, but the answer is nothing, while looking Remy right in the face.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, you're half a syllable into "Am I being detained?"
Right. So, what's the plan then? Apparently, we're your crew.
We are, yes. So the plan is we'll get on your ship. We'll fly to the Pirate King. When we reach their first kind of outposts, y'all let me do the talking. And we shouldn't have any problems getting onto his yacht.
Right, and the yacht is where the ship is, right?
Lord Emperor. So the king's ship is called the Siren.
Well,
So the Siren is on. So I'll tell you what, the R2 unit kind of and projects a hollow projection of the system. And as you're kind of talking about it, it shows a wire outline of what you're talking about, and you get to the first stop within the 3-star system, and then you show lines going towards one of the planets. The planet is called, and I put it on your sheet. The planet is called Orin.
Okay.
Orin. On the planet, this is where this is like Bermuda. This is the whole, luxury place. It's the nicest planet in the entire star system, and because it's pretty, it's in this delightful spot. So it's always beautiful summer kind of. There's no nights or anything like that, and it's always gorgeous beach time on this planet because it's a 3-star system. On the planet, he has this nice little base kind of carved out in the middle of what effectively works like a city-state. So there's a sprawling kind of city around him, and in the middle of it, this massive structure of a building. On top of this massive structure, right in the middle of it, is his ship. It serves as a figurehead to this massive building. His ship is called the Siren. And it's a gorgeous ship. It has gold leaf and, turquoise, and it's audacious as heck. But the ship has not actually left its dock within the building in a very long time. So he kind of it's part like it's like that's his apartment building kind of part. That whole floor, that whole spot where his ship is where he lives, is where his people who are closest to him interact with him. Yeah.
Gosh,
but it is on the planet.
I really want to find a way to pilot that ship. Like, oh, you just told me it hadn't been flown in years, and I'm like, oh, it would piss him off so much. It needs to happen.
The Atheon hadn't flown in years, and here we are. Yeah. So,
and you see a wire mock-up of this. Whenever Rathiv talks about audience, you see a wire structure of that building and whatnot.
So
right. So step one is getting an audience.
Step one is actually the audience is the audience is a means to the end of actually just infiltrating the ship so that we can get to the target.
Right.
Step two, well, I'll fill y'all in later on that.
Is it definitely the best idea to try to get an audience? Would sneaking around, stealthing in be better?
Possibly until you're caught. And the best people at catching, pirates make really good guards because they know the drill. They know how to get in, get out of places. So honestly, being brash and upfront with the cover story that you're a crew, that you're my new crew, that is the way to go.
Well, when you put it that way, let's go for brash and upfront.
Yeah. Well, because if you're caught sneaking in and you're definitely an outsider, Have you heard of the death of 12 planks?
No.
Good.
The R2 unit starts to bring up schematics of what you're talking about, and then you say good, and he's like, I don't remember, and then quickly closes it.
Like, shh. No, don't. You'll scare them. They won't want to do it.
Beep, boop, mo.
I'm sure you've heard of the Sarlacc pit.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jabba was an amateur.
So we infiltrate the Pirate Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Which y'all have to do anyway. You're not telling me what you're looking for. I'm not telling you exactly what I'm looking for. We both have to kind of get there, and the best way to do it is with the Pirate King's blessing.
You do know, crew of the Atheon, you do know what planet it's on.
What we're looking for?
Are we going to the right planet?
It's the right. Of course, it's the right planet.
Okay. I didn't know if we needed to get aside.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if we did know or not. But did I take notes on this? Let me see if I did.
I thought we didn't, but now we know. That's good.
I have some notes, but not many. Well, that's not true. I have a fair amount of notes, but nothing pertaining to that.
It is the same planet. It is the lovely beach resort planet.
Better get my red swimsuit ready.
There's just a place called Muscle Beach where a whole bunch of pirates just flex at each other.
Kamaya goes there, lays on a beach blanket, and takes in the sights.
I guess my question is, when do we split up? When do you take your thing and we take our thing?
Well, we're taking my thing first. Then I help you get your thing.
But after you've got your thing, how are you motivated to help us?
Well, the way I figure is y'all are up and coming stars in the New Republic and the resistance against the First Order. Am I right?
Yeah, let's pretend that's true.
Well, there's one thing a pirate always needs is contacts, legitimate contacts in the government. So it actually is in my best interest to help y'all after you help me. You know, in exchange for future considerations and, you know, possible favorable trade duties and port fees.
Well, that sounds like Nerf Shoota, but okay.
Or I just take the boat and leave if that's the way you want to play it then. So
That's my expectation.
Come on, y'all. We can play nice here.
I'm being nice. I'm being honest.
Well, I think we have a pretty good idea of what it is you want.
I could at least scan it before you steal it.
would you like to be the one that flies? I tell you what. I turned it to her and I say, I tell you what. Would you like to be the one that flies it out?
Ooh.
Hey, wait. If anybody gets to fly it out...
I really would.
Oh, no.
No way. If anybody gets to fly it out, I should get to fly this
I
out.
tell you what.
But you weren't even there for the deal.
So?
Well, this is kind of getting to the point, right? If we come in on one ship, we steal another, possibly more than one. We only have so many pilots.
Wait, more than one? What are y'all trying to steal?
Nothing. I wouldn't worry about it.
Just for argument's sake.
Subtle, Remy.
You become weary as the cop starts to talk to you about theoreticals.
Oh no, I'm very attentive when the cop talks.
Well, let's go show you around the Atheon.
Thanks for listening. To make sure you don't miss any of our big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. If you enjoyed our show, please consider leaving a review on iTunes and visit our Patreon at patreon.com/moralityplays. No Match for a Blaster is a podcast, Morality Plays. Star Wars Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny are made by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our theme is by Kevin McLeod, sound effects by Tristan Longren, Vindus, and Akimov. And I would like to thank my amazing players. Brandon playing Remy Drobash, Claire playing Cassie Saris, Bobby playing Kamaya Saris, and Salvatore playing Rathive. And of course, I'd like to thank you, our listeners, and we'll see you again soon in a galaxy far, far away.